Yeah, welcome back to another video. Like I said, I'm gonna start this off by saying this is my experience. This is how I operate through life, and I'm pretty much venting right now. If you agree or disagree, comment in the section below. But today I want to talk about going hard as far as what you want and grinding, and how this world is a sink or swim world. And if you aren't willing to put in enough work, you're gonna sink. So let me go ahead and start off by telling y'all a story. And I don't know what happened. It's happened all too, but recent too. But I'm just gonna start off by saying, like, it don't take long to build a habit. It really don't. You just have to tackle it, and you have to kind of just throw yourself in the water to see if you're gonna sink or swim. I'm not gonna lie. Somehow too, you're gonna probably just gonna have to panic. But I'm gonna tell y'all, man, I ain't like working, bro. I just didn't like working. I made up excuses as to why I shouldn't work. I wanted to be on a game. I wanted to be off. And I kid you not, I was living with my mom's, right? All the way up until I was 27 years old, right? 27. And that was all because I didn't really, like I said, I was comfortable and I didn't see the reason why I should work real hard. And I had some hobbies during them times too, but you best believe I made those. Even though, like, I was working on them, I made it seem like I was going so hard on them that I didn't really need to work. Well, then in reality, that was just bullshit. I just didn't want to work, right? So I kid you not, I was working 20 hours a week, y'all. 20 hours. And I was just like, yo, bro, like, this is it, right? But my life kind of pushed me to say, yo, like, you gotta work more. So over time, I knew that I wanted a better car. I wanted a newer car or whatever, right? Because my other car broke down. So I had to get a new car, and I was begging and pleading for this new car, right? I ended up getting it, and I added 10 hours to my schedule. And I was kind of like, man, geez, that's a bummer. I gotta work one more day. So I'm working 3 days a week now, and I'm working 30 hours, right? So even though I was scheduled for 30 hours, I was still trying to go home early because I just didn't want to work as much. And one thing that told me that was like, yo, like you have to stay is obviously having a car note now. And promising the guys that sold me the car, the dealers, that yeah, like, I was gonna make payments on time, and I was gonna pretty much retain my credit and all that kind of stuff, right? So, you know, I'm obviously I had to date around. Yeah, I know it's crazy. Oh, I dated without, you know, going ahead and living at a place or having my own place or whatnot. I ended up dating, right? Obviously, I met my girlfriend today, and I had to work full time. So I had to work 40 hours a week. And like I said, with 40 hours a week, I still didn't want to go. I still want to go early. But my average amount of hours worked within those times was going up. But it made me realize, while dating, right? While having a car note, all that kind of stuff, right? So basically piling up debt. It was like, yo, dang, like I really need to make money. Like, this is not something that I could just be like, yeah, like, I'm chilling now. You feel me? I have to, like, be able to make money. So I went ahead and I moved out, and me and my girl got a spot together, right? And I was trying to promise to say that, hey, I was just going to min-max, not work still as much, and still live, you know, the life that I want to live, and still have the amount of freedom that I have. And no, that shit did not turn out the way that I planned it. I was living on savings, And when I tell you the savings was trickling down, 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 and I was just having a mental battle with myself to the point where all these things just started to happen. Like my car windows were busted in and all that. I had to pay for that, and all these emergency stuff started happening until it got me to the point where I was at. You feel me? When I was like, right? I had a credit card. I end up over time, birthdays came, I started to run that shit up too. Right? I just ran it up. Ended up maxing it out, and I was just like, well, this is it. Right? There's nothing I could do. And I kid you not, guys, I was going through from job to job. So even when I was full-time, I still wasn't happy where I was at. I even worked a job that required me to work early in the morning. I'm talking about an hour after 12 a.m. Right? And I was pretty much just like, yo, like, something gotta give. I hate where I'm at now. You know, I'm working these 40 hours. These are dreadful hours. Right? So I went to and I applied for another job. So you get what I'm kind of telling you here, right? You get the trend here. Living with my girlfriend. Obviously, I require, dates and all that, courtship, right? I have cars to pay. Now, I have whole ass bill to pay. I said, not only I have the $300 car note, $315 car note, now I'm paying $1,300 for a two bedroom, right? And I was the one that, I wanted to be Mr. Man. I was saying, yo, you handle the groceries and utilities, I pay the rent. So, knowing that I knew it wasn't right to go 50-50, because naturally a woman is going to do more around the house. You cannot compete with a woman as far as like putting in more work inside the house. They're built for that, or wired for that, right? So I decided to take the rent. But what that added even more pressure for me to provide, right? So I had to leave. I had to work with my dad, right? Thank God. Fathers in your lives are good. You feel me? Trust me. I worked with my father. In addition, I was working, and I left my job to find another job. And something kind of just told me, like, yo, like you can't sleep. Like, you can't, there's no reason you should be at home, right? There's no reason. Like, you have nothing to do, right? So I just piled on 6 days a week, on top of the fact that, I was working with my father, So, yeah, and seeing the difference of like the paychecks that I was seeing a week. Now, kid you not, this was a span of 2 years. All that was in a span of 2 years. And I went from working 2 days a week to practically 6 and sometimes even 7 days a week, right? And one thing in particular that, maybe I might share with you, this is opinionated, but I realized being at work more made me hate it less. And not only because of the money that I was earning, right? But I feel as if the more you work, the more you're used to it being a day-to-day activity, right? To where you're not as dreadful going, because you have to be there. Whereas when I was working 2 days a week, I was so blissful during those 5 days that when those 2 days came, I was like, oh my God, get me the fuck out of here. Man, let me know if you relate, but that's exactly how I felt, right? But as far as the income now, it was like I quadrupled my income, right? Just pretty much just getting paid, right? God knows how much I made prior to, probably like 15K a year or whatever the case is, but I pretty much quadrupled it, right? By just putting in those hours, working. Am I tired? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Do I feel tired sometimes? Do I need to relax? Yes, I do. You feel me? But because I was able to go so hard, I was able to not only build a savings and get out the zeros, but be able to pay off my credit card, right? And also being more mindful of knowing what's next. So it came from me being like, what's that dad from Julius. Everybody Hates Chris, right? I was turning into Julius, and I realized, I'm like, yo, bro, like I gotta step it up. You feel me? And now, like, I'm able to court and date and all that kind of stuff without thinking. And yes, I did fall on hard times, and yes, it even gotten to the point where I even showed my girlfriend my bank account. You feel me? But she, you know what I'm saying, obviously, like, knew that I was down, because like I said, a lot of stuff was happening. And she even helped me, like, put a little bread in my pocket, even if it was a little bit. She kind of just like send that to my way. And I was asking my folks from time to time if they could help me out with rent. And I just knew, watching everybody come through for me, that I knew I couldn't just have them rely on me. Like, so it required me, my life required me to step up. So I hope y'all made that connection, but more responsibilities will require the goodness in you, if you do have that, because hopefully I'm talking to like-minded folks, right? The goodness in you is going to make you step up into where you need to be. You feel me? But I went from comfortable to getting uncomfortable, and now I'm comfortable again, right? And looking for more ways to get uncomfortable. I found how to swim. I found a way how to swim, right? And seeing above water, seeing how beautiful it is, I want to keep it that way, right? And since I started working so much, I've never been under 40 hours ever since. Now I'm paying off rent soon as when they email me and say it's due. I send it to them, so I don't even have to worry about it. And I think that's how you should be living your life too. You feel me? Being in control. But yeah, I just had to share that story with y'all. It's not no groundbreaking. I ain't lose no arm or nothing like that. But these are common issues, just common things that you might be having struggles with. But yeah, maybe you needed that. But like I said, let me know in the comment section how, if anything like this happened to you, and how that happened, man. I like stories like these, man. So it can help me keep going, man. But all right, y'all, take it easy.